What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. And today I want to revisit Modern Horizons 1. The first Modern Horizons. It's a set I've been kind of meaning to work my way back towards. And something about cracking open a box kind of felt appealing. I think it's really funny that going back to Modern Horizons 1 almost feels nostalgic at this point. That is super weird. But I guess kind of considering we're now on Modern Horizons 3... as of the filming of this video, these boxes are about $2.15 a piece, which in the current environment seems strangely affordable. I will say that part of that is because so many of the cards from this set have been reprinted, right? Whether that's Urza, whether that's Yawgmoth, Force of Negation, Wrenn and 6, like a lot of the biggest hits in the set have been reprinted in sets since. But what's really interesting to me is that there's a lot of like foil value in this set, whether it's commons, uncommons, rares, or of course mythics. There's like a lot of foil value in this set, so I think that was kind of fun. Anyways, we have some things that we're hoping to pull. Hopefully we see some of the good stuff today. And with that being said, why don't we go ahead and dive on in and let's crack some packs. I did mention that as of the filming this video, this box are about $2.15. Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously we had some recent bans and unbans in Modern, and it's kind of stirred up the meta, which it was intended to do, right? But it's really funny to see cards like Wrenn and 6 and Seasoned Pyromancer kind of making a comeback. Like they've been sitting on people's shelves for a long while now, and now with the recent bannings and unbannings, they're kind of back. Okay. I also enjoyed that with Modern Horizons 1. Again, this is pre-collector box. I'm just going to do 2 piles here. I'm going to live dangerously with these stacks here. All right, you get a full complement of 36 packs. No collector packs, no collector boxes, right? So, you're very much of the like 3 to 4 mythics per box, 1 to 2 foil rares. Foil mythics are like case hits. And I kind of miss that feeling. So I enjoy it when you have a good set. Defile, pretty good. There are some good commons in here. Like Ephemerate is like $2 as $2 to $3 as just a regular common. Got Pillage, Battle Screech, Frost Walk Bastion. And then you got a single rare per pack. We start off with Ayula's Influence. We've got a land and a foil uncommon Baron Moore. I actually am going to just put all the foils up top. Because, one of the things I'll probably do post-video, I definitely don't have all the commons and uncommons foils pricing memorized, but I know that there's a bunch of value in there, actually. So maybe I'll put together like another slide at the end of this video. Crypt Rats. Like, I think the foil version of this is like $12, right? But, it's not, a lot of these foils haven't seen reprints in a while. All right, Wall of Blossoms. Sliver. Next rare is Fiery Islet. Cool. I do like the land cycle. I know, they would like to complete these at some point. Did they finally complete these? Did they do that? I can't remember now. I would like for them to complete this land cycle, but it's actually a pretty decent land cycle. Yeah, so it's not a foil in every pack. That's part of it. There we go. And when they first came out, the land cycle was super, super valuable. Now, not as much. There are some that see a little bit more play than others. But for the most part, people aren't really, really playing them. All right. So like I said, I'll probably put together another slide at the end where I just point out any of the foils that I pulled in this box that happen to be over $3 in value. Just because I do think that is part of the EV at this point in this set right now. All right. Unsettled Mariner. Oh, actually, I kind of like this card. It's not a particularly big value rare, but it's decent. All right. So let's talk about where the big hits are. Force of Negation is the biggest hit in the set, which is really funny because at one point Wrenn and 6 was like $100. But I guess Force of Negation probably was at one point as well. But Force of Negation, like $52, $53. First Sliver is like around $40. That is a Mythic. Vesper Spark, Glacial Revelation, and Cordial Vampire. I think Cordial's a couple of bucks. I don't think it quite hits the $3 mark. But anytime something Vampire happens, those things tend to spike. And I do like the card. It is really good. If you're running your Vampire deck, whether that's Edgar or whatever else. Cordial Vampire. Pretty good. Sword of Truth and Justice is still up there. Prismatic Vista. That's a rare level. I think Vista's about 20-25 bucks. Like I said, $2 plus common. I could actually use, I think, a 4th Vista. I don't think I have a play set, so would not be upset about pulling one of those. All right. Rare. Hey, Force of Vigor. Cool. So you have the full 4 cycle. These were, of course, reprinted in Outlaws of Thunder Junction as the breaking news, which it was a pretty sizable reprint, so it did bring the value of these down. These are still setting about like $7 or $8, but at one point they were like 20 of the 4 cycles. So there's one for every color. We talked about Force of Negation. I think Force of Vigor is the next step at like $8. The only other one I think is noteworthy, I think Force of Despair, which is this playmat, the black one, is like $5 to $6. And the white one and red one are pretty forgettable. But again, as far as value is concerned, Force of Vigor is pretty good. All right, Hogak. Oh, foil construct. Oh, that's right. If you got randomly can get foil tokens as well. Okay. So yeah, and I have actually pulled the entire 4 cycle in a box. So that is a side quest that we have completed at one point. But I'm not really trying to complete that today. I would rather just get the Force of Negation at this point and be very cool the rest of the way. All right, Saddled, Rhymestag, Talisman of Creativity. Some pretty good uncommons. Nothing that stands by itself is in the non-foil version, being $3 or more, but the Talismans do have value at like $1 or $2. I think the Talisman of Hierarchy or something like that, I think that's closest at like $2.50. Tectonic Reformation, kind of a swing and a miss there. All right, moving right along. So far, so good. Like I said, it's Modern Horizons has been a set that I've been meaning to revisit, and it's really funny that the set feels old now. I'm like, oh, I should go all the way back to Modern Horizons. Like, oh boy, it's a weird feeling. Rebuild, Tribute Mage, Lava Belly Sliver. Rare is Plague Engineer. I kind of like Plague Engineer. I don't think this is a valuable card, but pretty good. A foil Shapeshifter token. Foil Changeling. Okay. Yeah, it is just, with Mox Opal now in play, I would guess that people are gonna take another shot at Urza, and Urza and Yawgmoth have both seen, Urza's seen a couple of reprints, but they've both seen, Pondering Mage, both seen reprints since this set, sometimes multiple. Good Fortune Unicorn, King of the Pride, nice. Rare is Cloud Shredder Sliver. I've opened a lot of TSR, so I have a bunch of those. It's the land, token, and the art card. But, I would guess Yawgmoth is still semi-playable as a deck in Modern. So let's have some value. All right. It's really interesting to look back at Modern Horizons 1 and just remember, what an impact it had on the meta at the time, and now I guess it's kind of on thin ice. In some ways, heartwarming to see some of these cards returning into play again, in referencing Renin 6 and Seasoned Pyromancer. Foil common, Smoke Shroud. That might be a fairly valuable foil common. I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure that actually does have value as a foil common as well. Cool. Probably approaching just a little past the halfway point in the first column, although only 2 columns today, so got 18 packs apiece. No Mythics yet. Lava Dart, nice. All right, Unearth, pretty good. Putrid Goblin, yep. Scale Up. Valiant Changeling. Tempered Sliver. Modern Horizons is a really fun set to draft. Ayula's Influence. Is that our second one? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. Not the kind of duplication we're necessarily looking for there. But yeah, I remember Modern Horizons being a pretty fun set to draft. It's got some nice elements. You've got changelings in there. You've got a snow theme in there. Definitely some fun stuff. Okay. Icehide Golem, Face of Divinity, Factor Fiction, Foth. First Mythic is Seasoned Pyro, sweet. So, like a week ago, this card is all the way down to $2. It did also receive a reprint in Double Masters 2022. Maybe it was like $3, but as of right now, I want to say these are pushing 10 again. May even be higher as a TCG market. But that is a pretty sweet mythic. At one point in time, these were like, what, 30, 40 bucks? But that is not a bad mythic. Definitely not upset that. Oh, hey, cool. Foil snow-covered land. This one on mountain. Probably in the $5 to $6 range. I think the island, no shocker there, is usually the most valuable one at like $9, and then maybe the swamp after that. Season Pyro. Good to see you. Not upset about that one. All right. Would like to see a little bit more help from the rares. We pulled the Force of Vigor early on. Etchings of the Chosen. Alpine Guide. Ruination Rioter. Rare is another Unsettled Mariner. Sure. We'll just go ahead and duplicate that. That's weird. Yawgmoth art card. All right. But we've kind of largely not hit value otherwise from the rares. Altar of Dimension would be another good one. Elodomri's calls in here. Generous Gift. It's a good playable uncommon. Feaster of Fools. Lonely Sandbar. Rare is He Who Shall Not Be Named. Hogak, the Arisen Necropolis. Oh boy, what a absolute menace this card was. I still don't know what was worse. Oh, Cunning Evasion. So we have a foil uncommon, Cunning Evasion. I don't know what was worst. Hogak or Nadu. I think Hogak was potentially more busted, but Nadu was less fun to play against. Like, they were both absolute titans. But like Nadu was just, you just at that point, once you're playing against them with Nadu and they start doing their thing, it's just solitaire, right? Whereas Hogak just felt like it was just, you just couldn't get away from it, and it could kill you very quickly as well. Firebolt, solid uncommon. Rare, hey, let's go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. Force of Negation. As I mentioned, Force of Negation continuing to climb. Still a mainstay of Commander and Modern. These are, I think, back up to about $52. And that's after receiving technically 2 reprints, right? Because it was in the Modern Horizons 2 collector boxes that you could get retro frame foils of some of the Modern Horizons cards, and this was one of them. And then it was reprinted in Double Masters 2022 as well. So, yeah, these are pushing like $52. The most valuable card in the set by a decent margin, because I think First Sliver is the next up at like $40. So that is a huge, huge hit for us. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Pulled the most valuable rare. Pulled the 2 most valuable, I guess I'm just going to say best of the 4 cycles. Sweet. All is well. Sadistic Obsession. Soul Herder. Soul Herder's pretty good. I think a Soul Herder, like, just as a regular uncommon, is like $1 or $2. But again, this is one of those, like, has a huge foil multiplier on it as well. It's like $9. Ayula, Queen Among Bears, because we have 2 of her influence already. So now we've got the Queen Among Bears. All right. All right. Still at large, in addition to, of course, more rares. Should be live for hopefully around 3 more Mythics. Like, I think, if I recall correctly, it was around 4 per box. And then hopefully 1 to 2, well, should be at least 1, maybe 2 foil rares. And then, again, the foil Mythics tend to be case hits, which means like 1 per every 6 boxes. Merit Lasia's Slumber. It's the next rare up. Yeah. Foil tokens. That was funny that there's kind of like a... Tried to add some value in there. It's like, look, you can have regular tokens, but then you can sometimes pull foil tokens. I'm sure some of them have value. Didn't really look, if I'm being honest. Kind of more focused on the actual cards in the set. Lava Dart, another Ephemerate, pretty good. Okay, Cunning Evasion. Web Weaver, Changeling, Lesser, Mastercore. Next Mythic. Oh, cool, Sarah. Hey, sweet. Sarah the Benevolent. Like, it doesn't see any play, but I always think this is just a really neat Planeswalker, and the art is stunningly good. I think Sarah is like right around $10. So it's definitely like not a womp womp Mythic either, and there are a few in here. Let's just not pull Kess. But I just, on the fact that I really don't pull this card too often, I'm actually really excited about pulling this card. That's cool. All right. Hey, Foil Goblin War Party. Ooh, solid common. Nice. Another Yawgmoth art card. All right, last pack of the first column, which means we are halfway through the box. Okay. First half treated us pretty kindly overall, if we're being honest. 2 really good Mythics, or at least certainly above average Mythics. And already got the most valuable card in the set as well in the Force of Negation. All right, Munitions Expert, Watcher for tomorrow, Exclude. Rare is Eladamri's Call, also one of the better rares in the set as well. I think Eladamri's Call is still probably around $8 or so. So that is excellent commander card, right? Perfect. All right. All right. Heck of a first half of the box. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, this is fine. Whatever. Wasn't really tracking like forces as their own their own column, but when you pull the 2 best ones, you know what? You can have your own spots. All right. Kicking off the second half of the box here. I would draft this again. Maybe I should get some friends together and draft some Modern Horizons 1. I bet it would be a weird throwback. Carrion Feeder, pretty solid uncommon, excuse me. Llanowar Tribe. Rare is Ice Fang Quaddle. This card was used to see a bunch of play as well. What was the it was a control deck that was playing this card. But anyways, I don't think it has a ton of value anymore. At one point it was like maybe like a $5 card. I don't think that's the case anymore. I'll put it down there. Might be wrong. I feel like there was like a Bant control deck at one point that was running infinite cryptic command loops. And running Ice Fang has a way of controlling the board. Alright. Scuttling Sliver. Goblin Matron. Solid uncommon. Another Talisman. We like those. Rare is... Hey, there we go. Gosh, alright. So I think Altered Dimension's like $12 or so. One of the more valuable rares in the set. So I think aside from Prismatic Vista, we've hit with Force of Negation, with Force of Vigor, with Eladamri's Call, and Alter. We've hit a lot of the value, the top tier value, I should say. There's plenty of value in the rares, but a lot of the top tier value in the rares, which is fantastic. Oops, wrong column. All right. Can we pull a first liver? That would be great. I would not be upset about that. Smiting Helix, Sling Gang Lieutenant, solid uncommon for sure. Glacial Revelation, rare. This box is making my day. Let's go, Modern Horizons. All right. This one I am just going to go ahead and put over there. I think Vista's still about, what, 25 to $30? I want to say like at least 25. So, yeah, we have done it. That is excellent. Elefante token in the foil version. So now we have Force of Negation, we have Prismatic Vista, we have Altered Dementia, we have Force of Vigor, and we have Eladamri's Call. I do believe we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably the 5 most valuable rares in the set, unless there's something I'm forgetting. Let's go ahead and just hit a couple of really good Mythics and call this box amazing. Here we go. Southland Decoy, another Pillage. Urza's Rage. Rare is Plain-Bound Accomplice. The unfortunate part is, well, I mean, this is like real greedy, but unless we happen to hit some duplication, probably not a ton to look forward to out of rares anymore. I guess there's like Goblin Engineer and Giver of Runes. Like, there's a couple others in here I would not be upset about pulling. We'll say it that way. All right. Crypt Rats. Actually needed some copies of Crypt Rats for reasons. Battle Screech. Talisman of Hierarchy. Again, I think this base copy is like $2 to $2.50. Bizarre Trade Mage. Oh, yes, that is bizarre. Okay. When did MH1 come out? Was it 2020? 2019? Somewhere around there? That's crazy. It does feel weird that it's already been, what, 5 years? Alright, Abominable Tree Folk. First Slivers Chosen. Rare is Mist Syndicate Naga. Not going to work here anymore. Alright. It's a ninja. Only pulled one of the lands, so I'm probably expecting that we pull maybe 1 to 2 more of those. I think of the lands, the green Blackwind Nurturing Peatland is probably the most valuable. Squirrel Nest. There's a Mythic. It is Kess. That is gross. Well, couldn't be all roses, right? Couldn't be no misses in this. Yeah, Kess is pretty bad. Okay. Kess might be less than $1. This is fine. When I already pulled that Prismatic, Force of Negation, Dementia, Vigor, Sarah, and Seasoned, like, I'm not going to gripe about Kess. Another Ephemerate. Let's get a playset of those. Alright. Vesperlark, Undead Augur, Wing Shards. Rare is Scrapyard Recombiner. Again, still at large is a foil rare. And some of the foil rares, like if it hasn't been reprinted recently, like some of the ones like, for instance, Force of Negation, which had a huge Double Masters reprint, so the base copy Force of Negation is, $52. That makes the foil like $53 to $55. So it's not really like a significant increase. Rare, Astral Drift. But some of these rares have not seen a reprint recently or at all. Then that makes these still like the only foil versions of them, right? So there actually is some pretty decent multipliers on some of the foil rares in here, just like we've talked about with some of the foil uncommons and commons. Okay, Nantuko Cultivator, Birthing Bows, Ravenous Giant. Rare is Collected Conjuring. Oh, hey, that's cool. At one point in time, I think what was this reprinted in? This was reprinted in one of the collector, it was like Doctor Who or Fallout. It's like reprinted in one of those type of Universes Beyond sets. And before that, this would have been like a $30 or $40 hit. It's still probably pretty valuable because these lands are, they're still pretty tough to get. And as a foil rare in the box, 1 per, they are tough to come by. So I'm still going to say this is probably somewhere between $10 and $15. Like the base copy's like 3 to 4. But prior to the reprint, at one point, that would have been a ridiculous hit. All right. But all things considered, that's a pretty strong foil rare. Yeah, as far as that goes, I'm definitely not upset about that. You can do a lot worse. All right. Goblin Oriflame, King of the Pride, Feaster of Fools, rare, Goblin Engineer. Sweet, another good rare. I think Engineer is like $6 to $7, and this was even reprinted in TSR in those time-shifted slots. But Engineer turns out to be a pretty good card. Ooh, foil common Universal Automaton. Might as a 1/1 Changeling. Foil common, that might have some value. Was Automaton reprinted in like Brothers War or anything? I don't think so. Could be wrong. All right. Probably about, right around 8-9 packs left. Hopefully one more Mythic in this box. But this box has been, overall, pretty stellar. Thundering Djinn. Face of Divinity. Mythic. Oh my gosh, let's go. That is still one of the better Mythics in the set as well. Ranger Captain of Eos was one of the time-shifted cards I think you could get from MH2 collector boxes. Also on the list for a couple of different sets. But overall, hasn't really seen a big reprint otherwise. I think this is still in like the $20 to $25 category. So, Ranger Captain is a strong hit. That is excellent. It's actually technically behind Force of Negation and Prismatic Vista. our most valuable card. Perfect. 3 out of 4 Mythics. And then the Kess. It's good. This is good. Okay. Well, I feel like we've hit like all the things you kind of want to see out of these boxes. Like, yes, would I have loved a first lever? You betcha. But overall, I can't really complain. Twisted Reflection. Rare is Aria of Flame. Maybe a couple more foils, but you can see, like, again, these are very old style boxes, which for a Modern Horizons set, a modern set, if you will, I really appreciate. Like, there's no collector boxes. Foils are still special. And sometimes I really cherish these types of box openings. That's why one of the reasons I really enjoy TSR, even though TSR came out after Time Spiral Remastered. Force of Despair, sweet. I won't thumb my nose at this. Again, if we're going to hit 3 of the 5 forces, we've hit all the good ones. I think Force of Despair is about $5 or $6, and it's kind of really good. If it's not your turn, you may exile a black card from your hand, and then rather than pay its mana cost, and destroy all creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. So it's a 3 mana instant board wipe for creatures that enter the battlefield this turn, and it can be free if it's not your turn. It's pretty good. Ooh, foil Urza's Rage. Although that was, I think, reprinted in, what, like Strixhaven or something? Okay. Sweet. Wild. Oh yeah, so I was saying, it's one of the things I cherish also about, like, Time Spiral Remastered as well, because it's a full complement of 36 packs for a box. You get your rare or your mythic, you get your time shifted card, and then, you know, you're hopefully pulling 1 to 2 of the retro frame foils in a box. It's kind of your chase factor. Cabal Therapist. This is one of, like, the early spoiler cards for this set, and people were losing their mind over it, and then it didn't see, like, any play. All right, 3 packs left. Here we go. Etchings of the Chosen. Talisman of Creativity. Rot Widow pack. Rare is a Deep Forest Tournament. Oh, that's cool. I almost forget that because most of these I pulled from MH2. All right, I don't think it's valuable. Put it down there. Oh, hey, second foil land in the box, and as I mentioned, the Snow-Covered Island is probably $9 to $10. It's really not common to get 2 of those. Usually you get maybe 1 per box. So that's actually, again, as far as additional value is concerned, Snow-Covered Mountain and a Snow-Covered Island in the same box is great. In fact, at one point I went like a stretch of 2 or 3 boxes without pulling a single one, and I was like, well, it's not how I remember this at all. All right. Last 2 packs. Rare is Reap the Past. Yeah, okay. Nothing to write home about there. Last pack. Overall, I want to say I think we kind of crushed this box. Pretty much regardless of what's in this last pack. All right, Saddled Rhymestag. Alpine Guide. We got 1 land and then 1 foil land. Mirrodin Besiege. I actually think Mirrodin Besiege does have some value. Not like a ton, but I think this is probably in the neighborhood of $3 to $5. So I will put that up there. Okay, hey. Wow, so Modern Horizons 1. Really fun to revisit, and as it turns out, this box, kind of a banger. Kess, Womp Womp Mythic, but Ranger Captain, Sarah, and Seasoned Pyromancer, all with good value. Rares, we absolutely cleaned up. Force of Negation, Prismatic Vista, Force of Vigor, Force of Despair, 2 lands, including 1 foil with that Sunbaked Canyon, which I think is probably still between 10 and 15. And then Goblin Engineer, Altar of Dementia, Eladamri's Call, and Mirrodin Besieged as also rares that I recognize to be $3 or more. So it's kind of fun to revisit. It's weird that Modern Horizons, any Modern Horizons set, but Modern Horizons actually feels a little old at this point. So this was fun. Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, everybody, and be well.